So here we've got a scatter graph, we've got the number of visitors along the y-axis and the rainfall along the x-axis. And what we can see is that the more rain there is, the less visitors we tend to get. However, it says circle the outlier of the scatter graph diagram. Well, this day, we didn't get much rain, but we didn't get many visitors. In comparison, we sort of expect it to be much higher. So I believe it's that one there. Done. The owner claims that he would expect around 320 visitors on a day with 2 millimeters of rainfall. Does the scatter diagram support this statement? Well, the best thing to do really is get a line of best fit going. So you can do this by eye, to be honest. You need a ruler and you're trying to kind of get a line that goes halfway, like you've got the same number of points either side. So here I've got 5 below, I've got 4 above, so I think that's pretty good there. Okay, now I can use this. So with 2 millimeters of rainfall, I would expect, I can read up my graph, and I would expect about 230 to 240 visitors. So no, basically we don't expect about 320. 320 would be for less than 1 millimeter. No. He would expect less than 320 visitors. You could even say 240, around 240. I'd add that, I think. All right, moving on. Explain why the scatter diagram should not be used to estimate the number of visitors on a day with 9 millimeters of rainfall. Well, this is called interpolation, what we just did. So we've got data and we are looking within the data to make a prediction, and that's fine. That is allowed as long as you've got a pretty good correlation. That is, you can fit a straight line to it. If it's all over the place, then you can't do that. However, going beyond the data range to 9 is called extrapolation, and it's just not a good idea, because how do you know the data will continue in the same way? In this case, actually, we would get negative visitors, which wouldn't even make any sense. So that's another reason for it to not work. But for 1 mark, regardless of whether you get negative or not, you just shouldn't extrapolate. So explain why it should not be used. We would be outside the data range. I think this is called extrapolation. Pie chart summarizes information about the visitors. Explain why it can't be used to work out how many adults visited on that day. Well, a pie chart doesn't tell you the number of people. It tells you the proportion or the percentage. So the pie chart, I just need to write it down basically. The pie chart only has information on proportions, not numbers of people. If we knew how many people there were in total, then yeah, that's absolutely fine, but we don't.